So U-PIC Insurance. We have some clients on U-PIC Insurance. There's a, I find a lot of people don't even realize how much they're spending with declared value fees and everything. One of the reports we have that people sometimes kind of look over is what declared value they're actually using, because a lot of times there's a disconnect between the person that's actually paying the invoice and the person that's actually putting insurance on it. They think they need it, or they'll spend $110 value for insurance and actually put that down. So tell us about U-PIC, what you guys do, and what kind of savings people can see with the shipping insurance.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you make a very great statement to open it up. Most people in the e-commerce space simply don't know what they are doing when it comes to insurance. I think a lot of people that, in my 10 years of doing this, I've realized that there's a lot of companies that simply are just putting a value in that declared value field because they think they need to indicate to the carrier, this is how much my product is worth, and they don't even realize they're buying insurance.
They ask for the dimensions, and now they're asking for the value, so I'm going to put it in there. They don't realize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So our business primarily is shipping insurance, right? So as you mentioned, if you're shipping really with any carrier, UPS, FedEx, the post office, DHL, even regional carriers, they all have some variation of shipping insurance, but it's called declared value, and it's really indemnity. Most of the times, if you insure something, let's say for $500, and you have a loss, they're going to come back to you and say, well, how much was your manufacturer cost? And if you insured it for $500 and it was lost for $500, they're only going to pay you what it costs you to reproduce that product. So we have a lot of differences here where ours is true insurance. You have a loss or damaged product. In that scenario, that $500 would be reimbursed for the full value. And our savings range anywhere from 50 to 85%. And that just depends on volume and values, and certainly commodities play into it. But to date, we've been in business 30 years, and I'm sure north of 1 billion packages. So we have a lot of data that we can use to come up with specific programs and really make it efficient and economical for the customer as well.
You said you've been with U-PIC for 10 years. How did you get into the shipping game?
Well, it kind of just fell in my lap. I had a colleague who said, hey, there's a great company, and I think they would align with your morals and your ethics, and I want you to come over and give it a shot. And I actually started out here in the customer service team, and I had a lot of insight to the intertwinings of what customers face with a claim, the tedious process, the exhaustive process with filing a claim with a carrier and the frustration. And then I jumped over to sales, and it was such a natural fit. And I've been fortunate to kind of climb the ladder, so to speak, to the vice president of sales. And I've met a lot of incredible people and partners, yourself included, in your company. And it's just been a great ride so far. Yeah.
All right. So we're coming into the holiday season, and everybody is concerned about porch pirates and stolen packages. But I know there's nothing that they're not going away. But as somebody who's shipping out a large volume of packages, what can they do to kind of I guess not as far as lessen the impact, but try to keep their packages out the radar? Is there anything that can be done for a shipper sending something out? Like Amazon puts that nice Amazon strip right across the top of a box, and if I was somebody that's looking to steal boxes, I'm looking for that strip of tape, because there's going to be goodies in there. It's not going to be paper from something else, or used clothes, something you don't want. There's going to be something brand new in that box. Is there anything that a shipper can do to, I guess, lessen the impact of his packages for his clients?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there are practices that we believe will inherently lower the risk that a shipper is seeing, and all of the potential losses and damages and thefts and the mysterious disappearances. We always suggest having packages delivered to a workplace rather than your home address. There's also a convenience factor there. especially with some companies where they deal with signature confirmation because the values are higher. It's kind of an inconvenience for customers to be at home and not really know when that package is going to come. So one, I would definitely say, ship to a office if you can. It doesn't remove the risk completely, but using an office definitely helps. Using non-discrete labeling. You don't want to say RolexWatches.com on the side of your box, because that is a very big indicator of what potentially, would-be porch pirates are going to be looking for.
And that's, a lot of companies are moving to that branding on their box.
I know.
Do you think that some companies that do that, do you ever see any companies that during the holiday seasons when there is more theft of packages, do they ever move away from that for a little bit? And then, is that, I don't know. I've seen a few different companies, and now we just got a package in the mail from somebody, FedEx, and I believe it had some branding on it, but I didn't know if that's something they go back and forth or.
So I would say primarily the overwhelming volume of customers ship the same boxes, the same, marketing materials over and over again throughout the year. Now, we do have some customers that they know their higher value goods are prey to these porch pirates, and they do change how they package things. And a lot of it's an education process. When we talk to our customers, we ask them, how do you package it? What are your labeling? What do your boxes look like? Because that bell just hasn't gone off in their head on their team either to say, wow, well, that does make sense. You get the branding side, but you also get the downside of you're telling the world exactly what's in this box. So we have seen people make that change, and it's been helpful.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, one of the things that on our blog that we discussed, or you talked about, was, the future of shipping as it's kind of moving in the next 5 or 10 years. And, one thing, of course, is the crowdsourcing shipping companies. Like I believe the other day I had a FedEx package, a shipment from Amazon, and it looked like just the guy in his car, like an Uber service.
Yeah.
Whenever, that is a huge thing that's coming down the pipe, just crowdsourcing that final delivery. What kind of impact does that have on a company like U-PIC and, other service companies that are, like Refund Retriever? Like, where do you see that coming into place for a company like you? How does it affect you?
Well, it affects us in a number of ways, right? We have 30 years of data on the traditional carriers.
Yeah.
This is a new model. So this is kind of going to the new frontier, so to speak. So it's all relatively new, and the risk exposure is undefined at this point. I think it could be great. I have talked to many companies that have had just an incredible security protocol with doing background checks on the people who will be delivering and rating scores, and it's like a one strike and you're out policy to prevent people abusing the system. We have been reached out to by many companies that are in that startup phase or just about to launch that product, and they want insurance because insurance kind of gives that warm and fuzzy feeling to the buyer and the seller to say, hey, if something happens, don't worry about it, have trust in this product that is relatively new. But as far as the landscape goes, I have to imagine that this is going to expand for you as well, the auditing part of it as well. There will be expectations in today's environment. Everything has moved to, we want it in 2 days. Well, then it's going to be 1 day, then it's going to be like 6 hours, and so on and so on. And that's where the crowdsourced stuff comes into play. And I do believe that there will be guarantees put in place, and I do believe that Refund Retriever will be at the top of the list to help those customers out.
Awesome. All right, so I guess my last kind of question is, we have a lot of companies that do shipping insurance, and they when they finally see kind of what they're shipping out, how much they're spending with their declared value charges, we recommend every time, hey, you guys need to look at the third party to insure and look at these guys. So whenever somebody comes over to you guys, what do they need to, I guess, to get started? What do they need to show you guys? Like a historical shipments? What's the process to get started with you guys?
Yeah, great question. So first, there is a link on Refund Retriever's page. It allows them to go directly to our application page. That page is going to tell me everything I need to know as far as what the customer's shipping environment, what their business looks like, and then really what their insurance concerns look like. Because someone might be shipping out 10,000 packages a month and only need insurance on, a number of packages above a certain threshold. So once we have the data from the application, we take that, we cross-reference it internally against that billion plus packages over the last 30 years, and we come up with rates specific to their risk exposure. From there, we outline, we're very flexible. We can build a program around their needs, their environment. We don't have this, you must use it this way. We always say, you tell me what your needs are, and we build a solution around it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we're also going to download this video and post it on YouTube as well, so people can reach out later down the road. We'll put your contact information. But thank you for joining us, and it was great.
My pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.